You can learn how to use variables in TSQL by watching the video until the end. You can define variables in TSQL like in other programming languages. We use the declare keyword to define variables. We give a name to the variable with the @ sign. Then we determine the type of the variable using the as keyword. The variable can be varchar, integer, date, or other data types. There are several methods to assign a value to a variable. You can assign any value you want to the variable with set. You can also assign a default value to the variable. You can also assign a query to a variable. We can better understand how it works by making an example in SQL Server. We will make an example about integer variables. I declared a variable with declare. I assigned the value 100 to the variable using the set keyword. I can use the variable in the select query. The variable value was shown as 100. You can assign default values to variables. After completing the variable type, I assigned a value with equals. Now the default value of the variable is 150. I print it to the screen with select. After assigning a default value, you can change the value of the variable with set. I assigned the value 5 to the variable with set. That's why we see the value 5 on the screen. Let's convert select queries into comment lines. My goal is to add two numbers. I create another variable for the total. With the set keyword, I assign the sum of the two values to the new value. I will print the first, second, and third variable to the screen with the select command. I can also use the as keyword to define columns. The first, second, and third variables were displayed on the screen. If I convert the set keyword to a comment line, the default value will be assigned. The total has now changed. Let's make an example with varchar, one of the string data types. I created a variable called channel. I assigned a value with set. I want to show the variable on the screen with the select query. It is no different from the examples we did with integer. You can assign it to a default value. You can show the sum of two variables on the screen. You can assign the variable length to another variable. I used len function to find variable length. Channel name variable consists of 11 characters. Let's delete 2 letters. There are currently 9 characters. Don't forget the space in the channel variable. Now let's do examples with date. I created 2 variables for birthdate and age. I assigned a value to birthdate with set. I want to calculate the age of the user using date of birth. I can use the dateDiff function. It will save the difference in year between the two dates sent to the function in the age variable. According to the specified date, the user is currently 30 years old. So far we have used the set and default value methods to assign a value to the variable. You can also assign values to variables directly with the select command. You will reach the same result. But this method is not preferred. I created another variable. I converted the current date to date type using the convert function and assigned it to the variable. I want to split the date variable into year, month, and day. I created 3 variables. I split the variable using year, month, and day functions. I can see variables with the select command. It is broken down into parts thanks to variable date functions. Now let's make an example using a table. I create a table consisting of ID, first name, last name, and salary. I add 10 data to the table. I can see the data with the select command. I created two integer variables for total and average salary. I assigned values to variables with the set keyword. You can use some vsaverage functions. Then I can show these variables on the console screen using the select command. You can see total and average salaries using this method. You can assign values to variables directly with a query instead of a set. The same result was shown. However, as I said before, this value assignment method is not preferred often. You can use variables in other query methods in SQL. For example, you can use variables with the like keyword. It will show you all the data in the name column starting with N. Only one record meets this requirement. Let's do an example with the equal condition. We have accessed the information of a person named Nilsson. Let's try it with a different name. We have accessed the data of a person named Delena. Thanks for watching. To support us, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the video.